Ladies and gentlemen, I have the great pleasure of introducing you to the father of Godzilla, the top dog Godzilla, the GTR Nismo edition. This is the fastest, the most powerful, the most carbon-clad GTR ever built. And coming up next on the Fast Lane car, you got it. I'm going to take it for a ride and tell you everything you ever wanted to know. Oh, Frank. I am a kid in a candy store. I am a kid in a candy store.
.600 horsepower, 481 pounds per foot of torque.
That's probably 300 more than the old 300ZX twin turbo. Right?
Oh yeah.
And let's face it, probably 300 more than anybody needs, but not more than people want.
Correct.
Because if you could make it with 900, I bet you people would want that.
That is a fair assumption, yes.
All right, so what's the difference between this Nismo GTR and a straight up normal GTR?
The premium edition GTR, well, a non-Nismo GTR is 545 horsepower, 463 pounds per foot of torque, versus the already stated 600 horsepower, 481 pounds per foot of torque. The Nismo body kit creates an additional 200 pounds of downforce.
Yep.
So this is the ultimate track vehicle. There's, I think, 30 kilograms of weight reduction because
60 pounds, 62 pounds for all you guys.
Roughly,
64 actually.
My numbers may be off. I have to double check because I think it's actually.
So it's lighter.
100. Yeah.
It's more powerful.
It's lighter, more powerful.
It looks more badass.
Yes.
How about the suspension? Is it tweaked a little bit?
The suspension is an entirely different suspension than the non-Nismo vehicles.
Right.
As far as the car, the way they get the weight reduction is we have all new front and rear fascias. They're carbon Kevlar, not carbon fiber. The trunklets carbon fiber, the wings carbon fiber, and obviously the power bump doesn't hurt when you have some additional weight reduction there.
Cyclist, I don't want to scare him, but you know, I have to put my foot down. You know, I have to put my foot down, right? That's just something you have to do.
Yes.
But the science is 35, so I can't put my foot down. We need to get this on a track. That's
Yes.
really where this needs to go.
This needs to go on a track. The car set a record. Well,
At Nürburgring.
GTR record at the Nürburgring
Yep.
is 7 minutes and 8 seconds, and I think 7 minutes 8 seconds and 56 milliseconds. I don't know. That's actually it was a volume production car record.
And of course, it's with launch control. It's crazy fast to 60. I think the number when we tested it. Okay, we tested this car, not this one, but the 2014 model. We got 3.6, but that was up at a mile above sea level. The number that is like emblazoned in everybody's brain is 2.9.
Nissan as a company,
yeah, what do they say? What do you guys say?
We don't release any kind of 0 to 60 numbers or anything like that.
Yeah.
The fastest number that I've seen is 2.7 seconds,
yeah.
0 to 60.
Yeah, but keep in mind that's when everything is ideal. When launch control is enacted, when you've got the right temperature, the right amount of air in the tires.
Correct.
Not two big guys in the car, which are going to slow it down.
Correct.
And probably less fuel, too. So I'll tell you, it feels wonderful. I love this Alcantara steering wheel. Of course, you got the little red strip up here so you know which way is up when you're really working this car.
Yep, it's center.
Is this real carbon fiber or is that fake carbon fiber?
This is real in the GTR. In the cluster, it's fake, but in here it's real.
And I love that big whale tail in the back. It just screams power. And here's what's crazy about this car: you could put 2 more people in the back. They wouldn't be happy, but you could put them in the back.
It is a 4-seater, correct?
So, you know, Godzilla, as obviously this is known among enthusiasts, has a reputation that precedes it. And rightfully so, but it's getting all long in the tooth now. You know, this has been around a while. So, once again, I'm going to ask you, what's the inside scoop? What is happening with the GTR between me and you?
Just like the Z, the CEO, Carlos Ghosn, has stated that there will be a next generation GTR, and the 2 cars for next generation purposes right now are tied at the hip.
Yep.
So we have already started talking about next generation GTR. Our advanced planning group has begun the initial stages of researching what the car needs, what the customer wants, you know, if we need to target a different customer, things of that nature. But there will be next generation. As to timing, we are not sure yet of the timing for that.
So we'll say there'll be a new one, but if it's going to be 2016, 17, 18, we don't know.
Correct.
We do know that in front of us is a new Nismo Z and the old 1971 Z, which we just drove. So if you want to check out a really cool video, check out that video where we mash up. Where's the match up? The 2 cars.
Match up.
Yeah, it's a little bit of both actually.
Yeah.
And once again, I feel like I've got so much power at my disposal because I am just kissing the throttle right now, just kissing it, and we've got traffic. I'm going to floor it a little bit, so just be ready. Here we go. We're going to have a little bit of... Oh my God, here we go! Oh, that was very fast to 60. You know what's crazy about this car when you do that? There's more induction noise than there is exhaust noise. It's a very quiet car, right?
Yes.
What you hear is, you know, the inhalation of all this air feeding the turbos, right? Which isn't loud. It's just a sucking of sound. It's like air comes in and then shoots out the back like a rocket. This sounds like a jet airplane. It doesn't sound like a car.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's really crazy.
The lead engineer that designed this generation GTR, which, you know, most engine builders are aware of, he considers it more of an air pump than a motor.
Yeah, exactly.
And so that's what you hear mostly in the cabin of the car is in fact the engine noise and the engine sound. That's more of a pure sound, not the exhaust.
Yeah, it's unlike anything else I just was in a McLaren, and you know, you get that kind of deep V8 rumble. This is something completely different, and that's cool.
Yeah, just a little history on the GTR. What most people aren't aware of is that the GTR has a large heritage following in Japan. It's also been available in Japan since the 60s.
The Skyline.
The Skyline,
yeah,
correct.
The Skyline,
the Skyline is a direct descendant of the GTR line. The R34, which is the previous version of this one, this generation is the R35. The R34 was not exported to the U.S. or any previous generation.
Let me do a little paddle shift in here.
Sure.
Hold on. Got I'm sorry.
No, you're fine.
It's just so much fun. I could do that all day long.
Yeah.
And what's amazing is you can do that all day long and take it to a Nissan dealership to have it serviced. Right? Like some of these old Ferraris, to do a belt job on it, replace the tire belts, it's like $12,000. You're going to pull the engine. And here, hand-built engine, but you can take it to your local Nissan dealership. How crazy is that?
Yeah, most Nissan dealerships that work on the GTRs are specially trained and are what we call GTR certified. So they're there's a lot of extensive training that goes into being able to work on the car. So, but yes, our techs, the normal Nissan dealership.
All right, and of course, the biggest question: how much is this going to cost me? How much is that smile on my face going to cost me if I want not just the GTR, but I want the top dog Godzilla, this one?
The GTR Nismo will be $149,900.
Yep.
150 basically. And there is one option. You can get the titanium exhaust for an additional $12,900.
So you can get it for up to about 160. But look at that! It's seamless. It's completely painless power. I mean, that's a great way to describe it.
Yes,
and even the fuel economy in this car, it doesn't get hit with the gas guzzler, does it?
I do not believe so. It has a 19 city, 26 highway.
Yeah, that's
for
incredible.
A combined of 24.
Yeah, and we haven't even talked about the razor sharp handling, right? I mean, going around these turns, I'm going. This could be a Sunday drive as far as this car is concerned, right? There's just so much tenuous grip to the road that this thing doesn't even notice these turns.
Yeah, and all-wheel drive system. I mean, you can't say enough about the all-wheel drive system. It's rear-wheel biased, but it sends power to the wheels when you need it. The only time that it sends 50% of the power to the front wheels is when it launches.
And of course, we have launch control, which is actually easy to engage. In some of the more exotic cars, and even BMWs, we've always had trouble engaging launch control. In this car, you flick these switches. I think it's up, right, and then wait a little bit.
You put everything in R mode.
Yep. R.
Yeah.
R. Yeah.
Yeah. You have to actually hold them up.
Hold them up. Yeah. There we go. And wow, just loud. Thank you. This has been a real treat to drive this car.
No problem.
A real treat. All right, so I do owe you an apology. I really wish I could have put all 600 horsepower to use, but I like and need my driver's license too much to be able to do that on these public roads. But I have to say, in that short drive, I still have a huge smile on my face because for 150K, it's a supercar bargain. As always, this is Roman reporting for the Fast Lane Car. Check out tflcar.com for more news, views, and of course, everyday supercar reviews. Ciao. This is one of the more fun mashups, or is it matchups, I've had the luxury to do for the Fast Lane Car. Over here we have a 1970 240Z, a Datsun. And over here we have, well, a direct line descendant of this car, the 2015 370 Z Nismo Edition. So let's take him for a ride. Let's mash him or match him up and see what we can find out by driving 40 years or more of Z's back to back. And that is coming up next on the Fast Lane Car.